You're my mom. Laying pipe and finding a gifted actor. He knew what he had when he had Chris, and he went back to the well because he said,
Where we're going, we actually do need roads. There is a huge Back to the Future reunion happening tonight, this evening, February 1st, 2024, in Orlando, Florida at Megacon, and I am heading over to my good buddy Adam's house. We are going to Megacon together. We are doing this. We have a ticket for tonight's panel. Who knows what else will take place today? But I'm ready. Are you ready? Now. Let's take a closer look. In supporting a very, very appropriate shirt today.
By Dave McFly.
Dave McFly.
You know, I got to thinking about this morning when I put this shirt on. So I love Back to the Future, it's my all-time favorite movie, and I love Disney.
Yeah.
And I have to wonder if this subconsciously helped create my love of Disney.
I think about that from time to time when I see the movie. I'm like,
yes.
Yeah, the McFly family is a Disney family. Of course, it makes sense.
Of course.
Of course. Yeah, we're gonna go in this bad boy today and see a reunion that I thought I would never see. All right, we're in this convention hall. Okay, we gotta go up here and get our badges, and they have prop check and security and all that. These are all exclusive. Look at that Wayne's World. Wow. Some of the stuff I've never seen. They got all these exclusives. That's what these guys are in line for. These are the exclusives that you can get. There's a Back to the Future.
Right, fast.
Adam's Family, Scooby Gang. Yeah, these are cool. They look like knit, but they're not. They're vinyl. They're actually hard, but they look like someone stitched it. And there's the enamel pen. And now it is officially open. We are heading inside. It's our time to walk on the red carpet. Oh yeah, MegaCon. Look at that, all the photos of Tom and Leah. And there's even a wild Eric Stoltz there, the original Marty McFly. Michael J. Fox is right behind that. And straight ahead over here is Christopher Lloyd, Tom Wilson, and Leah Thompson. Dude, there's so many Doc Browns here today. Yeah, this line for Chris, Tom, and Leah is pretty insane. And the line for Michael J. Fox isn't that long. However, everything's on a time return thing. They give you like a ticket that tells you what time to return. And then you can go back there and meet Michael J. He's right behind those curtains right there. I wish I could get back there, but I will see him later on at the panel. Hey, Tom, so good to see you, old friend.
Good to see you, old
Man,
friend,
gosh.
Micah.
It's been like, what,
We're doing right
that darn cat?
It's not a bit at all. This is really natural
We're
from
such good
our
friends.
actual lives.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Best
you have
friends.
a poster for me to sign?
I do.
It's so important. Let me push back the rest of the line. Wait a minute. We've got a very important...
I'm officially the jerk of the line. This is it. This is amazing.
Quick, Tom.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're the jerk.
This is historical.
We did wait in line.
I've had this poster since I was in middle school.
Silver you want?
Yeah, this was on my bedroom at my mom's house since I was in middle school. And I took it out of the frame today for the first time since 2003.
Hey, Mike, have you ever heard the term too much information? Okay.
No, I haven't.
It was on Mom's wall.
It was on Mom's wall.
At her middle
She's
school.
the biggest fan. I had to take her to see Camp Nowhere 6 times. And then she found out you were another cop and that darn cat, and we saw that one
Micah
too.
knows your whole
Mom-
IMDb.
Mom
Mom
loves
has
you.
taste. Maybe not in sons, but in movies.
And I thought this was the line for the epic photos. No, this is the line for the epic photos.
You got everybody on there except
Tom.
You haven't got Tom on there yet.
Yep.
Nice.
Tom's next.
Thank you, man.
Cool.
This is awesome.
This is awesome. The full family here, the McFly family. There it is. Dude, look at this. We've got Lorraine and Marty. There's a DeLorean behind you. It's amazing.
Number.
Holy cow, Scott Howard there, dude.
Awesome. Thank you.
Wolf, 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 wolf. Chapin Theater, here we go for the panel. The panel. And the stars. This is it. This Thursday night, we're doing the reunion.
Okay, so we are gonna load everybody in. This is the first line right here. Make sure that you follow the person in front of you. Once this line ends, you're gonna go. Once this line ends, you're gonna go. Once this line ends, you're gonna go.
And so on, and so forth, and so on, and so forth. Are you kidding me? We're getting right down here, dude. We got front row center.
For Back to the Future!
Holy cow!
In addition to the DeLorean, what are some of your favorite inventions or technology that were used in any of the films?
What's she saying?
Thank you, Tom.
Let me think. You go ahead.
Well, I think the TV with a bunch of TVs inside of it was kind of the best guess they had. The flying car didn't work out so well so far. But, you know, that TV and a TV and Back to the Future 2, that's real.
The TV and a TV.
Yeah, you know, like all the stations at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
Stuff that became stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I think the fact that everybody has things like in Back to the Future 2, when they had all the gizmos and you could do 9 things at once. We do all that. We do 100 things at once now. that looks like the giant fax machine and I mean that's just that we went way past that. It's amazing.
I think Back to the Future was the beginning of the gizmo judging. You know, where the future happens and everyone says, there aren't flying cars, Tom. They're not flying. It was just a movie. We were talking about the future, you know. It wasn't, we weren't making actual projections, you know. Who would believe the Cubs would win the World Series? These microphones, I feel like a football coach. I'm glad our defense performed well. We've got some dedicated kids coming in, looking forward to next season.
Super Bowl predictions? No. All right. Christopher, favorite invention?
I'm still thinking. I'll be back.
Event. Where would you guys like to time travel to?
Oh, gosh, there's so many of those. I'm thinking.
Circle back.
I'd go back and see your play that I missed. Richard what was the play?
King Lear.
King Lear, okay. I would go back to see him in King Lear, which I missed and I still regret. He's a genius.
Hey, he had the greatest beard too.
Oh, really?
Can I say just you running the questions back that Chris reminds me that I want to thank this gentleman. There's a gentleman, can't see, but the person doing the sign language. Thank you. Carry on.
Where would you go, Tom?
I would go?
Yeah.
I would go I would go to December 25th, 0000. Just to see with the cows and the donkeys, you know, see if the little drummer boy could actually play the thing, you know. I think in pop culture, as a musician, I would like to go back to the Cavern Club in Liverpool.
Yes, yeah.
And see the Beatles perform in this apparently closed, dank place where something unbelievably exciting was happening artistically. You know, something new, and just everyone was like, wow. And now we've accepted it so much into our culture, but it really revolutionized music until now, 2024, and people are still going, man, I mean, I want to hold your hand. It's good. So maybe that, and you know.
It's actually amazing because we get asked this question, or I get asked this question all the time, and I still don't have a very good answer. I mean, it's crazy. We get asked this all the time.
I was thinking
That
about
was a good answer.
Sorry. Should I go?
I'm done.
I was thinking about, I did a TV movie with Woody Allen, and he was, and the crew was sitting around a bowl of peanuts, and eating this bowl of peanuts. And we were talking about time travel. And Woody kind of came up and heard what we were talking about, and we turned and said, Woody, if you could go into any time other than now, where would you go? And he said, no time before the invention of penicillin. He's such a great Woody Allen, and so I'm all for that. I go anytime after the invention of penicillin.
Where's been some of the most unique or unusual places that you guys have been recognized?
Oh, I don't know. Let me see.
We'll circle back.
The men's room.
I told you never to mention that, Leah.
What's the
I got off the plane in Hong Kong, made it through Chinese customs, and a man was literally pulling a rickshaw. I don't mean to be culturally insensitive, I truly, but he's pulling the rickshaw by me, dropped the bars of the rickshaw, and just went, "Back to the Future!" So, man, that thing gets around. Wow.
I was taking a bicycle trip across the country, literally from Oceanside or somewhere to Nova Scotia. And I was going across the desert, and it was hot. I was very aware about, running out of water. There were signs like, why are you doing this? Okay.
So good looking.
Oh, okay. And so I'm going across, and there was like a trestle going across between the sand dunes, and I got off the bike and went down below and lit up, and just, in the shade, catching my breath, and I hear a vehicle cross the bridge and slow down and stop. And my bicycle and everything I, possessed was up there, a little worried. And a few moments later, this guy leans over the edge of the bridge and looks down, and he sees me. And he looks at me and he goes, "Reverend Jim." There's no follow-up on that dance.
Michael, any unique places that you've been recognized?
Let me see. I get recognized everywhere. So. People think I'm Matthew Broderick. but it's weird. It's so strange. I was thinking when you said that. I don't know what it's like not to be recognized. And it's kind of weird. Like I just assume, and it's terrible. I don't mean this to be arrogant or anything, but I just assume people know who I am. and they do, and it's really weird. And what's really great is when they're not impressed. They're like, "Oh, Mike, yeah, just go back. Back of the line. No privileges here." But it's weird. I've been well known for like 40 years. It's really weird. Because I'm 38 years old. But it's just weird. And I gotta tell you, like they mentioned, not to suck up, but it's really been one of the great things in my life that all you folks know who I am, and I feel like I know who you are, and we have this great communication that is like just reinforced today. Just to be with you and see you all and have you come up. When I first I was asked to do one of these things years ago, and I thought, well, it'd be kind of cool because I'll do it and I'll get to show up for people that show up for me and say hello to you and all that stuff. And then I realized I wasn't doing it for you. I'm doing it for me because you guys give me so much. And in my life, all the blessings in my life have come from you, and I appreciate it. And let me just get that out.
And the officer, the customs officer, U.S. Customs, points at me. Now, sometimes I get taken for, extra screening or something for stuff. So I don't think what you think I think. I'm thinking, oh, no, they're going to take me to the room and the whole thing. And so I'm just, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. I finally get to the front, and he says, did you fly a DeLorean to get back in there? He goes, come on in. I have my passport. Ah! The Back to the Future ride.
Yeah, I used to take the ride a lot. One day I was at Universal. I think I rode it 4 times consecutively.
Wow.
I didn't feel that well afterwards. But it was an interesting experience. Makes you think.
What they did, Douglas Trumbull, who's passed on now, but he did all of the special effects for 2001: A Space Odyssey. Optical, cinema effects, not computer graphics or anything. An amazing, amazing artist in that kind of design. So he designed the Back to the Future ride. And they were building it in Massachusetts. Anyway, they built the ride. But the ride, when they first opened the ride, it was too powerful. You were jerking so much, it was far too much of a flight simulator, and people were having problems. So I remember, you were there with, the thing that was with the ride, with Chris, with me, people would call, Universal would call, say, Tom, we've got some, special needs kids, Make-A-Wish Foundation, Starlight Foundation. Could you come and take the ride with some kids? And of course, of course. So I lived close to the park. So you come down to the park, you do the ride. And I do the ride about 3 times, and you're just like, I am not well. I don't feel good at all. So I get off the 3rd time, and I think, I have to stop. Tom, this is Mikey. He missed the bus to come here. Could you go on the ride? So I'm going on this ride with the kid. Dear God, please don't let me throw up on a special needs kid. And I kept it together, just barely. But that was about it. For the Back to the Future ride, I would say, I'll give the kid $1,000. How about that, if I don't ride it on? So, but it's a great ride. I mean, it's a great ride. It was a great ride. They changed it to what is it now? The Simpsons. Look, we all know that Simpsons stuff isn't going anywhere.
All right.
But it's Simpsons now, but it was far. Do you guys, if I can talk to you just a second about the ride, which was incredible, the Douglas Trumbull thing. So I see the models that they've built for Hill Valley, that they are going to, it's not computer graphics, they're going to have to run a camera through this model that they've built of Hill Valley. So all of the lines, all of the buildings are curved. Like they're lamp posts, and they have a curvature to them, and everything. It's a very unusual looking model of the city. So, why is everything curved like that? And well, that's Tom, because it's a dome, and we're going to be projecting the film into a dome, so that we've factored in the dome so that all of these curved lines will appear straight. like they had smart people who were good at math figure these things out.
It was like when they kept converting the courthouse square to different times. It's so magical to be part of something like that, with the cars and the costumes and all the extras, and that particular scene was so perfectly crafted by Bob Zemeckis. I'm a director, so I've grown more and more to appreciate the precision that he used to make that movie, and the music, how powerful the music is. Because, you know, there's a musical now. Of course, nobody portrays us as well as we did. Wonderful to see with an audience again, you know, that moment is so powerful. And they use the same, you know, music and everything, and it still means a lot to people, those moments. He didn't really ask us a question, so I'm just talking.
Also, he brought up, and I bring it up also, I always bring up Crispin because he was so brilliant.
Yeah.
So I always have to mention Crispin and his brilliance with that. That when we first auditioned together, we were paired together as they paired up Bob and this guy and that guy and a couple pairs. And Tom, this is Crispin Glover, and we meet and we went outside, worked on the scene, and halfway through I thought, well, I don't know if I'm doing this biff thing, but if they don't hire this guy, they're out of their minds, man. It was, it made it took the level of the scenes to magic with what he was doing.
Well, he was such a nerd, and that's like a great kiss.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that
Yes.
is an extraordinary kiss.
And still, to my children, I'll point to my wife when we're headed out, and I say, yes, I'm going out with her.
And of course, the incredible guitar playing by Mr. Fox.
I never had the guitar, but I had a t-shirt. I can't hear a word you guys are saying, so I'm if I don't jump in, it's not that I'm not interested or I don't care. I have nothing to say. I just can't hear what you're saying. But I want to go back to one thing if I can, because you were talking about the ride. The ride was really cool because the ride was at Universal Studios. We were when we were shooting part 2. They had the ride up, I think, or something. Because I would go down to the thing and I'd go in the back door, and there was this, like, what the ride was basically a rocking chair in front of a big screen TV. that was as advanced as the technology was, because you just sat in this chair and rocked TV, and I thought, this is it? I mean, but it was really cool, and yeah, I'll be home in a second. Like my kids aren't 30 now. So anyway, but the thing that was really cool is I go down and I climb up in the rafters of the ride and look down, and there was like 40 little vestibules or little things with people in front of rocking chairs for the TV sets. And I just sit and watch them for hours, and it was fascinating. But I love that I had that access to that. But there's one other thing I was going to say about that. I can't think of it. Oh no, this was the other thing. It was not really related to that, but another thing about it, just a little side thing about shooting at Universal Studios. We were shooting at Universal Studios, we were doing our scenes, and the trams would come through. Everything was shut down, and the trams go, and King Kong on the left, and Ben and her went down here, and all that stuff, and we'd have to shut down. And so Bob got really pissed off and went, can I say that pissed off? And he went, that's it. And he went to the offices of Universal and he said, we're shooting our movie and you keep shutting us down because of these trams. And they kind of laughed at him and said, Bob, those trams make more money in a month than your movie will ever make. So Bob went, oh, okay. And so then we get in the scene where we'd go out and we'd hijack the trams. We'd go out and they'd go, oh, Michael Fox. Biff, and we just hang out and screw them up. And they'd be home. But it was a really weird time. It was like magical to be. If you sit and you daydream about what it's like to be in a big movie on a big lot in Hollywood, and what that's like, it's really cool. It's everything you think it is, and we were really blessed to be in that position and do that, and for all the movie has meant to other people, and how it's resonated through time. That time that we had making it, I don't know about you guys, but it was just the most magical time in my life. It was amazing. You just stop and pinch yourself and say, wow, I'm really doing this. Enough. So that was my big memory. Was like how much pain was involved in doing that, because I was hanging in from like wires going up my arm, and it was just insane. And but it turned out looking pretty cool. Yeah. And my wife had my son, and he's now 34 years old. And it was crazy. Well, one of my 28-year-old twins is getting married next month.
They had actual hoverboards with like piano wire going from the rear of the hoverboard, the front of the hoverboard, and coming through our harness to go up to this crane. So they made the hoverboards of a certain size. They made all the piano wires of a certain size that fit everyone. Everyone fit inside the wires and could fly up. So we went out to a ranch to rehearse on the hoverboards and see, and lifted it up. So they lift us up on the hoverboards. Well, I get on my hoverboard, and the wires come right up my chest, like this. So they start spinning us around to fly, and everyone's like, ho ho, this is fun! And I'm just going, ah! So I'm telling, there's a shot where we're swinging toward the camera, and I'm Griff in the front, and I'm doing that Griff grimace thing because I am literally like, ah! I got nice purple lines that went right down my chest. Even because in the rehearsals out at the ranch, I said, I can't do, can you move the wires and the hoverboard? And, stuntmen, like, nope.
No, I think that was a one-take deal. Third, fourth, fifth, 10th take, I don't know which, but I had no idea I was going to be sitting here today and I would see that.
We call it laying pipe, which is exposition, which is like saying, like getting the exposition out, saying, this will happen, this will happen, this will happen, this will happen. And it's like the way of telling the audience what's going to happen, and it saves you having to show all that stuff. But delaying pipe is a thankless thing. No one wants to lay pipe. No one wants to do the exposition. It's boring, and it's like, it's a drag. But every once in a while, a genius is born who can lay pipe better than anyone in the world and make it entertaining and to tell you that stuff that you need to know, tell you in a way that's more exciting than the actual thing. It's just, he's so good at it, and the world's greatest layer of pipe in the world. All the stuff you know about all the rules in Back to the Future, all the rules, like you go to 88 and you do all this. He put it out there and you remembered it because you're so brilliant. Like you say 80 miles an hour, and then it was good if you lay it all out there, and then the thing would blow up. And you go, wait, I just memorized all this stuff, and the guy doesn't know what he's talking about. But really, truly, Chris is a genius at exposition. He's just the best in the world, and it was an honor learning from him.
It is amazing to have a movie, to say in the middle of the movie, to have the writers think, we got to get a chalkboard and have him just explain the movie right now, in the middle of it. Okay, here's where we are.
This is from David from Orlando, Florida. Woohoo, Orlando. They want to know about your song, Stop Asking Me the Question. And getting to sing it in front of some of your fellow cast members.
I have sung it in front of my fellow cast members. I won't sing it tonight because come to my table, bring some, I don't know, those peanut butter M&Ms or something. No, I don't do it for free. I was working as a stand-up comedian all around this great land of ours. Anyway, I would spend all night till 3:30 in the morning standing in the parking lot of a nightclub or a theater answering questions to people that just wanted to talk about Back to the Future after my show. And I just thought it was just fixing a problem. Like, I've got to go home to the hotel and sleep. I need something. So I wrote a song just to answer all the questions, but both things, to answer the questions and to communicate in a funny way that, yeah, I've heard that before. So it was very early. It was one of the first viral videos on YouTube. I didn't know how the video, I didn't know how YouTube works. Oh, you gotta put that on that YouTube. So I put it on YouTube. You gotta make it for sharing, okay. And so that week I put it out there. And I remember hearing on the radio that, Bob Dylan's, his new album is out, his video, it's got over 25,000, looks on YouTube. And I thought, my video already did 250,000 views. So I didn't even know. It just went, so it went viral when none of us knew what viral meant. But it became a big thing, which was very, very great. I felt good because Good Morning America or something, it was the Oscars a number of years ago. But they asked me, will you come on the show and play that question song, just as a sort of response within our fascination with the movie business of what can happen and that kind of identification. So I went on and I sang the song sort of as a response. But everyone, not everyone, a lot of people, see, he hates the movies. It wasn't that at all. It was like, guys, I'm telling a joke. I do it in nightclubs for people drinking grown-up drinks and eating chicken fingers and having fun. No, I love the movies. I love being part of the movies. Early on, I mean, I'd done TV shows and everything, but you get in a movie like this, and the feeling of the baseball player, the kid who finally says, like, he's in Fenway Park and he's wearing a really nice uniform, and just going, wow. This is the big leagues, and yes, it's the cameras and it's big studios and everything, but really, for me, it's an actor working with these actors that are such a high level. You're just thinking, wow, man, this is cool.
My first car was a Gremlin. Remember those?
Yeah.
Gremlin. Yeah, Gremlin time machine would be pretty awesome. There's none of them that exist anymore because they were so bad, they've all rusted to dust.
Matadors.
Pintos.
All those AMC cars were really great. Pacers would be good.
Yeah.
Pacers would be good. The DeLorean
Right
was
back with
like people always say to me, how cool was it to drive? The DeLorean was a pain in the ass. First of all, we had 9,000. Anybody says, and I credit to all the people that collect DeLoreans, and then a lot of them use them to raise money for charity, for our foundation and stuff. I really appreciate that. But anyone who says that they have the DeLorean doesn't have the DeLorean, because there's a million DeLoreans. And we had chopped in half. We had them chopped this way and chopped that way. We had ones that you could shoot from underneath and ones you could shoot from off top. And a lot of them really inside were not fully tricked out. So I had cuts all of my legs and my hands because these tricked out DeLorean things for specialty shots were put together, not for the comfort of actors. So I come out and be bleeding and stuff. I said, Bob, cut my hand. He said, yep, looks great. I got it. They for the record, they didn't care about my well-being. Because I was already doing 2 jobs at once, so I was so freaked out of my mind that I didn't know what I was doing. And they were like, it's all right, you're all right, Mike. Just step in front of the train, you're fine. and it worked out, but it was the DeLorean was not a comfortable trick.
Do you remember, I was thinking about this. Do you remember when we had to do the kiss when I realized that you're my son? And they were like trying to get the camera in there and they couldn't get the camera in there and they were freaking out because it was this old car and they're like, we're gonna have to cut up this car. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I made it as difficult for him as possible to get the shot. Try it. Let me try again. Let me try again this way. Does this work? I had no excuse today. I just like I like that scene. I was as conflicted as Marty. I know problem. It's not my mother. Imagine how lucky I was. A great actress and really wonderful girl. It's so cute. So cute. I was like, look at how gorgeous this girl is. And she was so funny, and we just had such a good time. I had to put that out there.
There was a scene in Back to the Future 3 in the kind of where Doc had was doing his stuff. And,
Land pipe?
Want to explain that?
Oh no, were you doing a lot of explanation?
Yeah. No, you're right. Well, there was, in this scene, there was a elaborate, huge mechanical device, a machine, and it made ice.
I see.
And the ice, there was steam going all over, moving parts, and then a cube of ice would drop out.
Yep.
And I had a line immediately after it dropped, as I recall. Also during the scene, the steam engine, the train was coming into the railroad station, which could be viewed from that space, as I recall. Camera angled down there, and Clara arrived, or Clara was getting on the thing or whatever. And the arrival of the train, and my say the ice dropping out, and me saying that line was all kind of coordinated. And I had a simple line when the ice came out, and I don't remember what it was, but it was nothing complicated. And on one of the takes, I couldn't remember the line. So the steam engine had to come back to the station. The ice machine had to be started up again, and they had to go through the entire routine all over because of a damn cube of ice. I don't know why I told that story. I had an impulse, kind of like a confession.
I think that's the hardest thing, though. The hardest thing in the world, I think, is those scenes where a lot is going on and the camera's moving everywhere, and then it comes on you and you have to say that thing. And so there's too much time to think about, like, don't blow it, Tom, get it right, that you can forget it. It's very easy to do.
Yeah.
I think mine was in Back to the Future 2 when it started in the bedroom with you, and I had to come out, go down the stairs in that giant set at Universal, and like the camera was following, and Zemeckis would try to invent business to slow down the camera, and I was supposed to be drunk, and I was teetering in high heels, and that took forever, and that was so hard.
The entry into the Hill Valley Festival in the Old West was one of those shots, coming off of my horse, into the town, through dancers and everything. All kinds of things are happening, and horses are running and everything. And then the gentleman, because it's happened to me, and Bert, I think, and he had Yeah, ladies, gentlemen, the Smith and Wesson, whatever, 45, and it came right on him. And we had to do that shot a number of times because it's coming up and you just go like, ladies and gentlemen, okay, back it up, horses back up, everybody backs up, redoes it, but that's the nature of those shots. That only Robert Zemeckis, Scorsese, they planned that shot. The beginning of Goodfellas, the shot through the restaurant in Goodfellas or whatever. Those guys love those shots.
But the thing is now it's so different than it was then. Now, because I'm a director, they can fix so much. It's crazy. They can put 2 takes together. At that time, we all had to be perfect. But now it's so different. And so I'm just giving us cred.
Yeah.
Because it was hard. It was a lot. I mean, because I'll see stuff, I'll be like, they'll be like, don't worry about the marks on the floor. Don't worry about that. Oh no, we'll just split the screen, and it's completely much easier.
The thing that I remember too is wanting to impress Bob so badly.
Yeah.
Like Bob was such a genius, and you wanted to prove yourself worthy of being there and working with him. So like there was a scene that I always remember. In Back to the Future 3, with in front of the courthouse when I was being hung, and we're doing this thing, and we did the thing, and I'm being hung, and I'm flailing my legs and stuff, and Bob said, no, it doesn't look right. And I said, Bob, watch this. Do it again. Watch this. You're about to see some acting. This will be the best acting you've ever seen. I will nail this. And so we did it, and what happened when my hand slipped. And the rope went around my neck, and I was asphyxiated, and I passed out, and I was flipping, my legs were flipping around, and I was out. Oh my goodness! And then we came back, and I came to, and he said, "That was great." Bob, you're supposed to kill me. I was out. I had to go to the hospital. It was a major thing, but it was but that's how badly we wanted to impress Bob, because he could invent this stuff. We wanted to prove that we were worthy of his gift. We do justice to what he invented, and he always was like just always was like, I can't express, and these guys will know it. Bob was always like. Like we'd be up all night, and they'd say, well, he's going to quit because he's not going to get the shot. And we'd say, no, he's going to get the shot. We're going to be here all night until he gets the shot. And he'd be like, all right, we'll do this, and it would work. And it was amazing to work with him. And he went on and made Roger Rabbit. And like I said, like laying pipe and
amazes me, and it happened today. Somebody came up to have his thing signed and said, "Back to the Future, made by youth. I grew up on Back to the Future." And this is people from all over the world, where they say, Back to the Future made by youth, where they didn't have much else, and that gave them hope. And so many have said, I became a scientist or a surgeon, like today, or some other extraordinary profession, because they saw Back to the Future. But it's just that thing of saying, there was nothing, but there was Back to the Future when I grew up.
And so many have told me, I was a scientist, but I decided to be a tough guy for the mafia because of Back to the Future. Inspiration.
No, what you're saying, though, it is, and what Michael said is, and I think we all feel this way, we're overjoyed and so thankful and grateful to you fans, because this was not something we saw coming. We didn't see that 40 years later we'd be sitting here talking to a group of people half of whom weren't even born when we made that movie. And right, more, yeah, whatever, sorry. I get clumped. But it is a great gift, and I just really personally want to thank you guys, and want to thank these guys for being so amazing for all these years, and being such great scene partners.
It's the best part of any art, isn't it? I mean, to actually do your best, and then to really touch people in a more profound way than you ever planned. It's an amazing thing. And we have all of us have so many interactions. And it's funny in a way, because those inexpressible things about your family, about watching it when you were sick from school, about dad bringing it home for the new VCR, about all of those things, they're expressible, but they're kind of inexpressible, you know? And people come up so much, and sometimes tears in their eyes, sometimes trembling, and saying, I'm trying to communicate what it's meant to me, you know? But it's that magic. It's movie magic, literally. Because, you know, I say, well, thank you very much. I understand what you mean. And everyone's like, I don't think you do. It's really something, you know, and it's something for us too. And it's very moving and wonderful to be able to affect so many people's lives. Around the world. Around the world. It's an amazing thing, you know, for just a movie. A movie about a guy who goes in a time machine car and meets his mom and dad, you know? In a way, always with Back to the Future, I'm always amazed. It's a relatively simple story. I'm amazed that somebody didn't write that before, you know, before 1984 or whatever. Yeah, you go in a time machine, meet your parents, see what happens. But it really, 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 as you know, struck a nerve. And to have people come up to it, do you know, there's a guy who's playing you on Broadway. You know, it's an amazing thing. Just this movie that we made, and now it's a show with Nathaniel. Nathaniel, the guy playing Biff. I don't care about the other characters. Who cares? Oh, I can't get Back to the Future. Whatever. I'm talking about the guy playing Biff. Bravo, Nathaniel.
I just want to say, as a music fan, I like my favorite scene, for me personally, was like To Do was the Johnny B. Good scene. It meant a lot to me because I was playing bands, and music was always a big part of my life. And now, you know, not to be immodest or not to brag, but just a cool thing. Imagine how cool this is for a guy who loved music, played music and played bands all his life, when John Mayer or Chris Martin comes up to you and says, I play guitar because of Back to the Future.
Wow.
That's amazing. Because John Mayer said, oh, I think I'll pick up a guitar. And now he's like one of the greatest guitar players in the world. And because of my little faking, but it's cool. It's so many gifts that come from doing this for a living.
Who is always the latest to set?
The latest?
Who showed up last to set?
To the set.
Well, I never left the set. I mean, I was going set to another show. I was the latest to the set and the first and the last to leave. But I think it'd be a fair answer.
Yeah, well, because
I would show up for work at 2 a.m. and do my stuff and then go back to work. And family ties. I never knew where I was. I'd show up at family ties. I'd be going on to do a scene, and I'd go, "Where's my camera? Where's my camera?" And I'd realize that was Marty who had the camera. Alex didn't have the camera. Alex had the suitcase, the briefcase. So it was a weird time.
Who is most likely to get stranded on a deserted island?
And he wouldn't notice.
This must be a deserted island. Chris, we're on Manhattan.
Where's the craft service table?
Who's the biggest prankster?
Frank.
Oh, Sam. I bet.
A little bit. I just tried to have fun with things.
All right. How about who's the best dresser?
I haven't been anything, so I nominate myself.
Ooh. You're my mom.
All right, the last one. Who's the best singer?
Singer? Her and him.
He waltzed with the strawberry blonde, and the band played on.
Her.
Keep picking me.
She's great.
He's picking me.
I told you no more.
No, we all sing.
Yeah.
Leah's a wonderful singer.
I don't sing. I don't try to sing. I mean, that was me singing in the movie at all. So, you know.
I've been on Broadway.
Yeah, she's been on. No, I thought I was probably going to be a professional musician and singer, and then just kept getting in shows and things. And showbiz happens. You can't control every step of it. You're just trying. Well, they have a show. Okay, I'll do that. And then you end up in a movie. Just going, okay, we'll act in a movie then. But I'm going back to the harmonica. So.
Well, we're so thrilled that you guys were in this movie and all of the movies. This has been such a joy having you guys here. Thank you guys so much. Can we get one more big round of applause, guys, for Back to the Future?
That panel was the most incredible thing to any Back to the Future fan. But now they're kind of kicking us out. Megacon is over for the day. The Back to the Future reunion happened. That was awesome. Front row for the panel. Can't believe it. Good night, Megacon.